Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining Juna from Detour Shirts and I for this kind of random live stream. I don't know what made us want to do this other than that we just wanted to say what's up and chill with the community. Sorry if you got a little feedback there. I have the live stream pulled up on my side monitor to make sure it's working. But hey, guys, thank you for being here. Let us know like where you're tuning in from. And then we want this to be interactive too. So Juna, what's up, man?
What's up? Hey, Ryan. Thanks for having me. This is good. Got to do this
Yeah,
more
for
often.
sure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the first question that comes to mind, man, is I want to know. We didn't talk about this off camera. We want to do it on camera.
Yeah.
How have the sales been in December so far?
Oh, wow. It's been good. This this is the last week. I think this is going to be the best week of Q4. Well, the last big push for Q4, right? Because tomorrow will be 2 weeks before Christmas, right? So typically that's when we go all the way up, and then after that it kind of slows down just a little bit less. So it's been crazy. It's some of my biggest days of the year for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm excited too. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead right now and check like what the deadlines are looking like for merch by Amazon.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because it sucks. Whenever they put that red text that says arrives after Christmas, that's kind of like, we're in trouble.
Yeah. Now it's gonna slow way down.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do we think the date for that might be? Let me see.
Well, they're pretty good at doing a week out. I know some people like take a risk and do a week before Christmas, but it's probably going to be somewhere between tomorrow and a week before, my guess.
Yeah, let me see. So right now it says free delivery Sunday, December 19th, if you order within 12 hours. Okay, then.
19th, not bad.
Yeah, so if it's the 19th, then we could probably project that, we have like 5 or 6 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although they don't deliver on Christmas Day. So, and I know about Christmas Eve too. They probably will be delivering on Christmas Eve. That's going to be kind of brutal. Shout out to the delivery drivers.
Oh,
if anybody's watching.
They need to get paid extra for that, for sure.
Modern day heroes and the Amazon workers too. When I did that video this week about Amazon going down kind of at a very inopportune moment. And
every year there's something, seems like.
Some people were saying that they work in Amazon warehouses and that like they had lost the ability to kind of like do their job. So,
oh, wow.
That must have been brutal.
That was crazy. I'm glad it was for a short period of time, though, not like extended.
So, yeah, they were down for a while. So shout out to everybody here. We got Steven.
Nice.
We got Tabi from Montreal.
Wow.
Michigan.
Yes.
Texas.
All over.
California. Australia.
Australia. Wow. Is that the furthest away?
Yes, probably. What is WA? I'm not good with geography. That's like a serious. Okay,
Washington
just making sure. That's
State.
what I didn't want to say the wrong thing though. Dallas. Yo, if you guys ever want to like embarrass me, like do like geography related trivia because I'm so bad. My whole life too. It's just one of those things that I'd never committed my brain to try to learn.
Well, you're on East Coast, right? And so I think West Coast stuff might be harder, and I'm on West Coast, so East Coast stuff might be a little harder for me. So it depends where you live, sure. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm near Washington D.C. Pretty close.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
Utah, so kind of west central, I guess. So
yeah,
not all the way west, but
I can't say that I've been to Utah, man. But one of these days, I really want to just like take an RV and go around the United States. I don't know if it's going to be like an awful idea, because I'm sure a lot of people say it, and then when they do it, I'm just wondering if it's like something that they would regret pretty quickly.
Yeah, you gotta love driving and living in an RV, I guess. You should try it out. Do a test run. Yeah.
Dude, yesterday, I actually was talking about it yesterday. I don't remember why. I was probably watching TV and something reminded me. But I was like, I just need a driver. And then I'm good. Because then I can just work on my business 10, 12, 14 hours a day, from the back.
Yeah. You can make it a video. But that would be awesome if you did like YouTube video on the road, That'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure. So let's answer, guys. If you brought any questions with you though that you'd like to have us answer, we want to make this interactive. So Juna, I know you had like done a couple questions from your Facebook group. Do you want to start with those, and then we'll just kind of like go through some of the live ones?
Yeah, let me pull up my Facebook group. I don't have it right here.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, and I'll start right here with Emma asked, how do you know which TV shows is okay to use lines from and which is not? I
Um,
think it doesn't really matter if like somebody says a sentence on a TV show or if it's like said in a book or, you know, you know what I mean? Like it's more or less the phrase itself.
mhm.
Is it protected in some way? Like, is it copyrighted? Is
And
it trademarked? I guess technically
I,
it's assigned copyright, but
yeah,
that's also like vague, right? Because
I would
they
really
always
stay
say the
away.
same sentences over and over again in every show, right?
Yeah, that one's tough. I would just to be safe. I would just stay away from everything. You know.
Yeah, I would stay away in general too. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're unsure, there's no need to like
yeah,
to risk anything. Also, it's worth like pointing out too that like just because you have the right to sell it doesn't mean that the Amazon algorithm won't just put the like rejection hammer down on you. So,
hmm
generally speaking, it's probably just
yeah, and especially like I think when people talk about that, they're talking about catchphrases, and those are definitely like they're gonna, you know, like what you talking about, Willis? Like,
right. Yeah.
or
I think,
that's
man, I did
catchphrase.
a video earlier this week where I said that like two of the like best selling shirts of that day for me were like quotes, but I think people are
Yeah,
thinking that I'm selling like big time quotes that like if you
yeah,
said that like you would immediately recognize and associate. And
yeah,
it's like, dude, like the incredibly limited, very low number of shirts that I like have as quotes are not
yeah,
like most people, if I said what they said, wouldn't even know it was a quote. It's like
yeah.
very fringe niche stuff, like
Mhm.
that I am 100% sure will not be a big deal, you know?
Yeah,
So that's if anybody was looking for me to elaborate on that.
yeah. But to be safe, just stay
Better
away.
safe
I
than
mean,
sorry, for
there's
sure.
so many other things that you can do besides t-shirts and movies stuff. I know people like to go after that because it is like, you know, trending. People search for it and stuff, but a real easy way to get kicked off, and you don't want to get kicked off of Amazon. So
Yeah, because then people put like the name of the show in, and it's like,
yeah,
yeah, you don't want to go down that path at all. Here, one
right,
more quick question.
okay.
Nathan asked, "Hey Juna, do you upload as much as Ryan, or do you spend more time on each design?"
It's a great. I don't think I upload as much as Ryan just because he has the automatic uploads and stuff. You probably have. I'm guessing, like I do. Just so you know how much I do. I can probably do 100 to. I've done 2,000 uploads, but those aren't like new designs, right? Those are a lot of those are my old designs that I'm just putting up on different products and stuff. But I'm doing it all by hand. I don't have a automatic uploader, so I guess in that way, I'm not doing as many uploads, but I try and do, you know, multiple uploads today. I think today I got about 200 uploads. So
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, too, guys. Like I did 13,000 by myself before I ever used an uploader. So I
yeah,
need some like respect here because I put
yeah,
in
yeah,
the like
yeah.
I
If
put
you
in
didn't have the
the effort
uploaders in
here.
the beginning, right? In the
Yeah,
beginning
but
of
you know, for what it's worth, anybody that hears 13,000, like I always want to make sure everybody knows that you didn't have to have like there wasn't a
yeah,
throttling thing back in the day. So you can like you can use your keyboard and go control 1, tab 1, control 2, tab 2, control
that's
3,
right.
tab 3.
Yeah, yeah,
And like I would just like be like a robot, like rifling through different browser tabs. And like while one was loading, I'd go to two. Two was loading, go to three. And I was like pretty fast.
yeah. What
You can't do that anymore. So
to be honest, I also do a lot of like scale designs too. Not all of mine, but there's a bunch of my designs that you can scale and change out words and change out pictures and make a lot of designs that way. So some days I have a lot of designs that I can upload because of that, and other days I take time and do some original artwork, and so it depends. Yeah.
gotcha. We got to shout out W.
And
Sumer from Antarctica. If that's
wow,
true, then
that's far.
congratulations. That is
Yeah,
one of the most obscure places to be from. But thank you for watching.
yeah. Thanks for watching. Wow, awesome.
Did you want to like go through some of those questions that you had
Yeah,
already?
yeah, yeah. So on my Facebook group, shout out Detour Shirts group. Um, best method for research. I answered on here, but maybe you take this one,
Best
Ryan.
method for research,
Yeah.
I'd say like it's really twofold. You know, if you have the luxury of having a research tool to use, that's like what I would always start with. Like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Like if nobody's influencing me in this response, we're just at a bar together and I'm just keeping it real while we sip on a beer. I'm gonna be like, yo, I go to the research tool, I go to the best sellers, and I kind of just work from there. Like, you know, obviously like they put the highest sales velocity at the top and you can kind of
Uh-huh.
scroll down and, you know, get lesser, you know, because everybody that uses the research tool sees the same ones at the top, right? So like I
Yeah.
like to kind of scroll down a little bit, and I don't like to just work off of what I see there. I like to kind of get a feel for the broad, like
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
A
if
broad
it's like
topic. Yeah.
a topic or a category, but it's not always the case too. Like when it was like Let's Go Brandon season, like
Yeah.
that wasn't like a topic, right? It was one thing, and that
That was
was
a
the thing, you know. But if
trending
there's like
phrase.
a
Yeah.
niche or something that's selling really well, then I'll kind of sub niche down. And how about you, Juna?
Well, I was answering the way I answered that question in the Facebook group. It really depends to me on the print on demand service, because there's stuff that's really popular on Redbubble that may not sell on Amazon, and vice versa on TeePublic and all those things. So I go down into the um, specific print on demand. So if I want to do stuff for Redbubble, I look what people are selling there to kind of get some ideas. Like, is this style the kind of style that people want? Are they more artsy or more, those kinds of things? And then on Amazon, I think it's really easy to look at BSRs. Other print on demand places don't have that luxury of seeing what exactly is selling. But I definitely look at BSRs for some inspiration to see like what kind of topic is trending right now, during the season or things like that, and kind of design from there. So yeah, kind
For
of the
sure,
same
yeah.
way. Kind of the
The
same way.
DS Amazon Quick View Chrome extension, by the way, like you can
Yeah,
honestly just use that,
that's what I do. Yeah.
and you don't need to pay for a research tool. So
Yeah, it works. It works.
someone asked for a link to your Facebook group, and I dropped it in there. If anybody
Yeah.
wants to check
Thanks,
out
man.
Detour shirts on Facebook, the link is in the chat.
Thanks, man. That's awesome.
All right. So, are you bad at geography, or have you convinced yourself? Oh, I'm bad at geography. Trust me. Although I should know the state abbreviations, because like in the past, when I first I probably hit tier 1000 on merch, and then I was like, I'm gonna do the 50 states because that's 50
Oh,
designs. So
smart.
that's how I started learning the states. Honestly,
Yeah, that's a good one. That's like a evergreen kind of thing, Like people buy, they're from the state or whatever. I love Washington or Texas or there's so many things you could do just with Texas
when
or
I
something.
did my video on Monday talking about my Sunday sales, because I did like over $800 profit.
Yeah.
Or was it 800? I don't remember, because I had to
One of the
deduct the ad
top ones
spend.
was one of those, right?
Dude,
Was
it
that
was
the
like a
state?
family. I swear it was a family vacation shirt. Like
Wow.
I didn't market it as such, but it was location based, and
Yeah.
it sold like 6, I think. And I'm like, there's no
Wow.
way that it sold 6 if it's not a family, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And different sizes probably and all that. That's cool.
Yeah. Do you want to have another question?
Oh, okay. What about photos for print on demand? That's the question.
Our friend Alex Strombu, who we did a video
Yeah.
with a year ago,
She
doing
does.
Christmas shirts, right?
She kills it on
She
Redbubble with
was
photos.
really, yeah, like I would have thought that like uploading photos wasn't a great strategy had it not been for her like absolutely crushing everybody at Redbubble by uploading her like personal photos, and just
Yeah.
like literally, but ranked really well on valuable keywords.
Yeah.
Um, so if you can get like, obviously somebody's gonna rank on
Yeah.
the keywords, right? And
Mhm.
she was just crushing it with a couple categories.
Yeah. And I think it does better there on Redbubble than on something like Merch by Amazon, because we don't have, the posters and things like that you can put photos on Amazon right now. But that would be cool
Mhm.
if they did. But yeah, definitely
If
Redbubble.
you're gonna do it, I've seen like, I always kind of generally advise against it, but like if you're gonna do it, I would put like text above and below, and kind of like maybe put like a stroke on the photo and then match the text color to the stroke. Like, you know what I mean? Somehow be creative and
Oh,
make it
you mean on
not
a
look.
t-shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like if
if
you're
you're
gonna
doing a
drop it on a
t-shirt.
t-shirt, like
Hmm.
find a way to make it look good.
Yeah. One of the cool things about photos on Redbubble that she does, she can put it on something like a duvet cover or something really big, and it looks cool, right? Like a nice photo of like the ocean or the sky or something like that on a shower curtain would look really cool. So I think you would probably sell more shower curtains and some big ticket items if you did do photos really well, like she does. So
Yeah. Here, I'll
cool.
go through another question, and I'll pull up a
Okay.
I will
Uh,
pull up a
Here's a longer question, but one question I like from both of you relates to SEO. I think it's something most of us struggle with. Yes, we see the videos, but they are not always clearly laid out for people who are just starting out. Can you guys give us some real insight into SEO, search engine optimization, right? So, yeah, that's what she does. Look
this
at
is
that.
hers, yeah. $128. So
Look
she's
at
making
that.
a healthy royalty.
Yeah, if you sell one of those, look at that. That's
Yeah, she
amazing.
sold a bunch.
Yeah. So there you go. Don't take her Don't take her photos, but you can
Don't take her
see like,
niches.
yeah, but you can see like photos do really well on Redbubble. So
Yeah.
yeah, doing really well.
So SEO,
Yeah, SEO is the
here's
question.
the thing, like there's it's nuanced, right? But generally speaking, like your title on, I don't know how like long do I want to, I don't want to talk about this forever, but it's like if you're on Amazon, if you're on Redbubble, if you're on Etsy, like the title that you provide, generally speaking, is going to carry the most weight
Mhm.
in the algorithm, the search algorithm for those websites, and Google, right? And Google is really the search engine. Like we could call it like GEO, Google Engine Optimization at this point, because nobody's
Yeah.
going anywhere else, right? The title is really like where you want to assist the algorithms in understanding like what it is that you're selling. I
Mhm.
typically recommend like front loading with the most valuable keywords, and then also trying to get like phrase matches. You
Mm.
know what I mean? Because like a phrase match is,
Yeah.
if you're writing code, you would recognize that you can like algorithmically say, okay, customer searched for, you know, iPhone 11 case black.
Mhm.
And if somebody has like iPhone 11 case black in the title, that's a high likelihood of a,
Rank higher. Yeah.
and worth pointing out too that like the platforms that we sell on, when you start making sales, they have that extra, like they don't expose to on the front end like how many sales that they made or when it sold and what who it sold to, but
Mhm.
they know, they learn from that sale that like, okay, they searched for this, they clicked that and they bought it. Whereas like
Mhm.
Google, if we're talking SEO for like, because like our Amazon listings rank on Google, the Redbubble listings rank on Google, etc.
Mhm.
Like Google doesn't know that it's sold. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's still kind of going off of really the title, and then each marketplace, like there's really a meta title and a meta description. When you look at Google search results, you see it.
Yeah.
Each website kind of does like different things for the description. Like Redbubble kind of like stitches together various pieces of what you provide and kind of keyword stuff in a weird way.
Wow.
Um, you can see it in the source code if anybody cares, but I'll end the response there. I don't want to get too
Man,
nerdy.
no, that's good. I'm glad you answered that question. As far as looking for what is good SEO, at least on Amazon, I like to look. I don't know if this is the best way, but when you type into the autocomplete in Amazon and it starts giving you those suggestions, I'm like, well,
Mhm.
I'm going to use that in my title because people are looking for that, right? And it matches what, like, it has to relate to your design, of course. But if you type in something into Amazon and it matches your design and it's auto completing on Amazon, I would say that's probably something really good that you should put in your title. Maybe like you said, front load that onto the title and stuff like that. So that's what
Yeah,
I
and if
do
you're in
anyway.
Seller Central, I was talking to some people that are like in my FBA course last night, and I was kind of like walking them through optimizing their listing. And like, if you're on Seller Central, you can go into the uh, edit your listing and go to the back end keywords. I think it's just called search terms is the
Wow,
label that they assign. But there you can put keywords that don't display on the front end, but you still get indexed on. So if you
nice.
want to like slip little keywords in that you don't want the customer seeing, you can put like Spanish translations there or
Wow,
whatever. You know what I mean? You can slip them in there.
that's pretty cool. I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. All right, you got another one on YouTube or anything?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of comments here.
Okay. All right, let's do
um,
one on YouTube ones.
yeah. So actually I skipped a couple. Sorry. Let's go back. Quick, and we got to kind of go quick, I guess, so we can get to
Yeah,
everybody's or
yeah.
attempt to. Juna, what's your preference? Flying Research, Pretty Merch Pro Plus, Merch
Oh,
Ninja. I'm sure there's others.
to be honest, I don't use any research tool. I use Pretty Merch, but not Pro Plus. I did a thing on Pro Plus, but I haven't used it as much. I have Pretty Merch installed, I think, like everybody, and I've used Pretty Merch Pro. I haven't gotten into Pretty Merch Pro Plus as much as I should. It's only been out, what, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So, as far as research, like, I honestly, I like to look on for Amazon. I like to look at BSRs and low BSRs and stuff like that. I look at my own stuff a lot. So I do Amazon Pretty Merch Pro, not Pro Plus, and look at what I sold last year or last month and kind of see how can I take something that I know I sold last month, and kind of maybe change it up for a slightly different audience or make it better, or. So for example, this one right here, this corgi right there, that's doing really well for me, right? So one way I could change, I could put a cat instead of it, or I could be eating something else, or eating a pizza or sushi or something like that, right? So if something like that, like a graphic like that, is doing really well for me, what I do, I'm doing research on my own stuff, right? And then I say, change it a little bit to fit a different audience. Hopefully that makes
Juno, I
sense.
have to ask, man, is
Yeah.
this your shirt? Wait, let me pull this up. Are you this
No,
seller?
no, I'm not. People confuse me with that one because I have a dog eating ramen and it's front facing and this no, but this one gets copied a lot. I hope this guy gets other people take like on Etsy. If you go on Etsy and type in ramen PNG bundles, that one right there is stolen all the time. I just hope that guy who owns that or girl, whoever the person that owns that does it. Yeah, type in yeah, just click on any one of those. It's in there. Any of these, click through the file. There it is right there. See?
Yeah. Yep.
Totally stolen. Yeah, all the time.
This is yeah, guys, unfortunately, and everybody thinks it's like people stealing, but it's not really people stealing. Like, I mean, it can be people stealing, but most
Yeah,
likely it's just bots. You can write a bot
yeah.
that does that rips all the images because I didn't even
Etsy
know
needs
this
to
until
stop
this year.
this.
Somebody
Yeah,
showed
Etsy.
me that like, yeah, you can pull the transparent PNG. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
sad. Like all of these are stolen. I find mine in there. That corgi up there sometimes is in there. I bet if you went to page 2 or 3, you might see my corgi, and I constantly have to report them to Etsy and stuff. So it's a
yeah, I
pain.
bet
So
you. I
yeah.
believe it, man. I believe it.
So not mine, but I feel it's a great design. But yeah,
If that was you, that would be amazing.
they do a lot of sales, but I'm getting good.
All right.
I'm getting some good sales for this.
All right, if you're starting again from tier 10, what will you do to increase to get out of tier 10? What are you going to do with the situation right now with the information you have? Do you have any lean?
If I was in tier 10, I said this before, I would go after trends. I would find something that's trending right now. Of course, not copy their stuff or copy anybody's stuff, but I would lean into some safe trends, not, make sure they don't go trademark and copyright stuff, but things that
Yeah.
people are looking for. I think the biggest mistake that I did going into tier 10 is I didn't know what was selling on Amazon, what people were looking for on Amazon, right? I think a lot of people just like, I can do t-shirts. I think this is cool. And I think this is cool. And I think
Right.
this is what people would want to buy, but they're just guessing. Take the guessing out of it and look at the BSRs and what's on Amazon and see what actually people are buying on Amazon and then serve that market. Like if people are looking to buy, Christmas designs right now, then you should be designing Christmas stuff, right? It's not it's just like that. I would do that. Do that all
Yeah,
day
I
until
would
you get one. Yeah.
I would definitely agree. Like chase the big trends. And then I know it's like one thing to say like sell a Christmas design, but like literally like what Juna said earlier,
Yeah.
start with the autocomplete in search bar, grab a
Mhm.
phrase
Mhm.
and just put that phrase in your title so that when someone searches for that phrase that you know they're searching for, the algorithm sees your listing, have no sales history, but it says exact match, exact match.
Yeah.
And
And
then make
that's
your
part of
design
it. Yeah. Yeah.
good enough, you know?
Yeah. Your design has to still be good enough to sell, right? You can't just like slap on the words on a t-shirt and some funky font and nobody it has to when people see your design, one thing you want to do is get the right words and right phrase and then get on page one because of it. But then just because you're on page one doesn't mean somebody's going to pick your design. Your design still has to be good enough to be people want, I want this, right? So that's my
Yeah.
two
And
cents there. Yeah.
it's worth noting too that like if you're in a competitive niche, like they do cycle a lot of designs. They may show you, but you may not get clicked. Like you can literally sometimes like re-upload the same design because you won't be able to know this, but you may have gotten your chance and
Hmm.
you got the impression, you didn't get the click through. It's
Yeah.
super competitive, so you don't get a second chance and you get buried in the catalog. That's why if you're in tier 10, delete, re-upload. It's okay, like but don't
Yeah.
do it if you have a sale, you know.
Right. But I think you should leave it on for about 3 weeks. But what do you think?
I mean,
How
if I'm
long
in
do you
tier
give it?
10, like I like to do the daily upload, but
Uh-huh.
just because like I don't know, because we don't know if it got its chance, and if you miss your
I
chance,
see.
like the shirt's gonna get buried. You got the impression, you didn't get a
Yeah.
click through, your click through rate is 0%,
Yeah.
and you're in a hyper competitive niche.
It's tough. That tier 10 is probably the roughest because it takes so long. Because basically, like you're giving yourself 10 chances to make a sale, where in the higher tiers you get like 10,000 chances, 100,000 chances to make a sale.
Yeah.
So a lot easier. So
200,000.
yeah, exactly. Like,
are there certain types of shirts or designs that are continually popular? Like one I'll speak to is two.
Yeah.
I'll say text only. It still works. I still make text only sales. And then I love the sunsets, like the vintage retro sunsets. Like you can just put text on top, above, below. It could
Yeah.
have nothing to do with the niche and it still sells, at least in my experience.
I think there's certain topics that are evergreen as well. So the hobby stuff, people love. I don't know what's a good one, sewing or baking or things that people can do all year. Sports ones are pretty good for a long period. Mom and dad stuff, right? So all the time you're going to buy gifts for your mom if it's their birthday, or your dad if it's his birthday. So that can be the birthday
Yeah.
ones do really well all year long, like the year ones. Yeah.
I think activities that bring people together, like just based on my sales,
Yeah.
because I do tap the hobbies and interests and stuff like that pretty hard. And like a lot of the ones that bring people together, I notice sell pretty well. I mean, I guess this time of year, especially because people gift them, but
yeah,
that's like, if it's bringing people together, that's like a lot of times like passionate, they're passionate about that.
For sure. So look into those evergreen ones.
Yeah. Yassine asked, what's wrong with search results these days? If you're talking about Amazon, like I think they just, there's no like static answer to this, but if you just kind of look regularly, what I notice is they'll put like a row or two of bestsellers, then they'll put like 3 rows of no BSR, and then like in the middle of the page you see the bestsellers, like the actual like best
so
bestsellers.
Weird. They're testing,
it's
right?
Weird.
Yeah.
But that's also helping the tier 10s,
Yeah. Yeah, everybody gets a chance, like you say. I believe that.
Parody shirts on Amazon. Should I be worried?
I would stay away from parody shirts. I know a lot of people are like, I can take this logo, like the Tide logo, for example, and spin it and put a different word on there, and then it's a parody of Tide, so I should be okay. I would, man, those things, those logos and stuff are copyrighted. I would stay away from those. I know those a lot of people. Yeah.
Those are the type of infractions that can really get you in trouble. So I just think as a general best practice to like not.
Yeah.
You like keep in mind that like think of it as like we've learned the hard way for you. So like just take us at our word that like it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's hard, right? Because you first get into Amazon and you look, like we're telling them to look at the BSRs, and then they look at the BSRs and then see all this parody stuff and the trademark stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to go after that." So you gotta don't only look at BSRs, right? You got to be smart about it. So.
Yeah, the parodies for real though, because they do bubble up, like the Friends parody with the text, like that one pops up. The Tide, just do not do it. Do not do it.
Yeah.
Does POD have good potential now? Go ahead. What do you think?
Oh, if you go on Amazon and do not Amazon, on Instagram and do hashtag merch by Amazon or whatever, and follow that those tags, you'll see constantly these people, different people, making thousands of dollars every month. Like, I think it's come to the point where people have learned really well how to do it with, and it could be with ads and it could be with design and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not slowing down. I'm seeing a lot of people making lots of money with Amazon, especially merch by Amazon. So,
yeah, I think it has potential. I think really what it comes down to is how much money are you looking to make, And because if you're trying to make like 20K a month, like do some people do? Yeah, they do. But, there's other ways that are more realistic, with print on demand. I think I try to be open about how much I make. I know you do pretty much too. So it's.
Yeah, we're probably around the same. What we make around the same every month.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I make.
Yeah.
But there's some people that make way more than us. There's some people that don't. Like, it's all, you got to, I think there's a lot of potential, but do you want to do that? I guess is the bigger question, right? Like a lot of people look like shiny object syndrome. Right. I can make lots of money there. I can make lots of money there. Like, but it takes a lot of time and effort. And do you want to spend all that time doing that is the question. So.
Yeah. And what was I going to say?
Sorry,
it takes time to ramp up, and make it work for you. That's one of those things that I always say, like a mantra to myself, like make it work for you. Like if it doesn't work for you, it's okay not to do it. Even if you see like other people doing well, like if it's not vibing and like working for you, like it's okay,
Yeah.
There's, and if anybody cares, let me show this real quick.
Yeah.
on
Well, for
my.
example, a lot of people are
Good.
making tons of money on NFTs, right? I have no idea how to do NFTs, but I'm not going to go drop my print on demand business because I might know how to do NFT. Like, I mean, you got to figure out what works for you and what you want to do, and you can make a lot of money doing a lot of things. So
Yeah, yeah, and what you're passionate about will probably you'll be better at. So,
for
um,
sure.
if anybody cares, like, go to my website and go to, like, on the sidebar, all my income reports are
Look
here
at
dating
that.
back to
Wow.
my first sales.
Holy
So
cow. That's a
if
long
anybody cares,
history.
like, look at all this and you can see how long it took me to ramp up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So April 2017. And by the way, this doesn't mean it'll take you this long to make
Yeah.
money. Like, this is how long it took me with really no guidance. The only guidance I really had was I paid somebody to teach me Amazon FBA. So the other stuff
Nice.
was like me just blind, you know?
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome, Ryan.
April 2017, 5 sales, you know?
Wow, you,
And the
you
rest
did
is
that
history.
fast. Nice. Oh, that's a screenshot, right?
Yeah, screenshot.
Nice. Man,
So
see? We entered about the same time too. I started 2017 as well. So
nice.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Good
all right.
questions.
More questions. And we gotta go. I keep saying we gotta go quick. I don't know how, like, G10 exemption for FBA. One recommendation is just
Oh,
like use the brand name generic. I think that'll help get through.
yeah. FBA stuff's all yours, man. I don't know anything about FBA.
In collections in Redbubble, should you have a best-selling tab? I think it's a good idea because that's what gets
Yeah,
featured
why
at the
not?
top, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
featured collection. Yeah,
The collections. Yeah. I would put your stuff in collections.
yeah.
I
When
think
I
by
do the,
default, it shows like trending or something, right?
I think it
Um,
puts like your best sellers near the top. Yeah, but I think like if somebody hits your Redbubble shop, the first collection they see is or you have the featured collection area. Put your best
that's
sellers
true.
up there. You know,
Yeah, why not?
lead with them.
Yeah, you know it's selling, so why not?
Christina, I can't. No one can invite for merch by Amazon, but yeah, you can apply. And
Mhm.
I don't know if they send rejection emails. I think they do because I've seen screenshots, but like I never got a rejection email. And someone just the other day was like, "Do they send rejections?" And I was like, "They may not send one." I don't.
It's been too long since I tried, but
Yeah,
I
it's
did
been
wait. I waited 6 months to get in without a rejection. So I think I applied like late 2016, and then I didn't get on till six
same,
months
dude.
later in
That's funny.
2017. Yeah, yeah,
I had same story for me then, but I
yeah.
randomly like came across it again and reapplied without ever getting a rejection, and then
Nice. Yeah.
yeah,
Some people
um,
apply like 10 times before they get in. I know somebody in my group
the
did. So.
record's 13 that I know.
Oh, really? Wow. See, perseverance, man.
Ted wants to know most profitable sites to upload to.
It depends what you're good at, I think. Like you can see, like we did the example of Alex with her photos. I think that's probably the most profitable for her. For me, I really love t-shirts. And I think if you're doing t-shirts, for me anyway, Amazon's my most profitable. So I that's what I would suggest.
You know, and thinking outside the box, like if Alex was making those duvets, like, dude, just this is just me thinking outside the box. So this could be a
Yeah.
bad idea, but whatever. Disclaimer. Like
Yeah.
you could create that listing on Amazon Seller Central, use the
Oh yeah.
Redbubble mockups, and if you have like a $30 profit margin, you could run ads on the exact profitable keywords on Amazon
Yeah.
and drop ship it from Redbubble to your customer on Amazon because they don't
Yeah.
really know, you know?
So
And
that's a great segue to this question. So somebody asked almost that exact question on my group. It says, I have a question about FBA. Is there a way to integrate FBA with Redbubble instead of places like Printful? I'm pretty sure Redbubble uses printers as close as possible to where orders are placed, at least in the same country. That would kind of avoid supply chain issues with orders arriving late and whatnot. If there's a way to integrate Redbubble, that would be awesome. So you're talking Seller Central, not FBA, but still, right?
yeah, I mean, I don't think you can integrate it that I'm aware of, but like
Yeah. You order it yourself and
personally,
then send it. Yeah.
I have done this like over 100 times for sure. It's not something that
Yeah.
I regularly do because it's a manual effort. Like they just
Yeah.
ask, can you automate? I don't think you can automate, but like if there's money to be made and there's enough money, like I'm willing to put in the manual work to like create those orders, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've done
And
it. So
big profit margin with
yeah,
those
make the
duvet
profit
covers.
worth it.
Yeah.
If you get terminated from Etsy, like they have like a crazy matching algorithm. So like you're going to need to change your IP address, change your name, like change your social security number,
Yeah.
or tax ID, depending on how you do it, change your credit card. And if you do all those things, you can get another Etsy account. I know this firsthand. I have a third now. I do have another Etsy account, but I'm not like
Oh,
even
did
trying to
you do
sell on
it?
it. I just have it for like
Yeah.
videos and stuff.
Oh. Oh, like
Now Etsy's
Etsy
going to
videos.
ban me on the new one.
Oh no. I stopped doing Etsy just because it took so much time for me to. It's a great platform. I'm not saying Etsy is a bad one, but it took. You really gotta work with the customers. You know, like you get those messages every day. I was getting like 3 to 10 messages every day about where's
Dude,
my stuff and where's this and can I change this and make it custom, and I'm like, "Ugh, I don't got time for this. I got to do designs. I got to do videos. So I just stopped it.
that's
And
why I don't miss it, man. But I do want to show something too. Do you have another
sorry,
question while
Etsy.
I pull this up?
Yeah.
This is this is Spencer. If anybody like that subscribes to my channel
Yeah. Wow.
remembers Spencer, like I did
See,
a video with him. He was a top 125 Etsy seller,
look at that.
and he
That's
was
awesome.
not selling print on demand. But when he did that video with me, he was just starting. And
Wow.
this dude like is just crushing print on demand. And he's like, this is a new shop. This is from he started the shop in like
Wow.
uh what's before October? August? September?
September.
September.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
September.
yeah. Update from
He's
Spencer. Every now and then he sends me pictures of how well he's doing.
30K, a 30K month, dude. That's
This isn't
amazing.
no, this is December 1st through 6th.
Oh, whoa. That's amazing. I didn't even realize that. I thought it was, yeah. So he's going to have a 100K month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a
That's
beast.
crazy.
So shout out to Spencer. I'm trying to get him back on for
That's,
another interview
so
to
yeah.
just
So
blow people away.
so like I said, Etsy is a great place. You can make a lot on Etsy. I personally just don't have time for it, but if you put in the work, you can see what happens. Like, wow, amazing. Let's see. Why do some, speaking of Etsy, this is the one of the questions on my Facebook group. Why do some Etsy sellers have really low prices for t-shirts, like $10 to $12? How is that possible? Because with Printful, you barely make a profit. If you set your price at 15 to 16, plus buyers have to pay shipping as well, and so on. So I said, a lot of times it's not print on demand. Sometimes you buy it in bulk, right, and get it that way or whatever. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's also like it could be people like Spencer who has a warehouse and he has like his own
yeah,
fulfillment, so he gets it
yeah.
cheap, but also it's something that he does that all the top sellers do.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, all right? Everybody
Okay.
watching, remember this.
Okay.
Go in to your listing, find like the extra small white shirt or whatever, and just set the price of just that one to
Oh,
break
smart.
even. And that's the
Mhm.
one that they'll show to people. But then if you go into the listing because it was cheap and set it to anything other than that one, you're going to pay full price, you know?
Interesting. Wow. That's cool.
That's the game, you know? That's the game.
See, I don't know all that. So nice.
Uh, do you do big design and then shrink the same design for different items in Redbubble? Personally, like I don't. I just don't want to take the time, but you can actually like on a lot of the products, like upload a different version of the same design.
Yeah, I do actually sometimes. So for stickers, for example, a lot of times I do like on the dark t-shirts, right? So a lot of times that's white text, and white text doesn't do good on the stickers in
Right.
Redbubble. So I do another version with the black text for stickers specifically, and those tote bags, those like um, canvas tote bags need to be on a dark version or not the regular version with the dark text. And then I do a different size for postcards just because of that white top and bottom. Sometimes that happens if you don't do the right
Yeah.
size for postcards. And then mugs too is kind of interesting. So
And
yeah.
Redbubble actually like has like templates and everything for each
Hmm.
product that they provide.
Hmm.
It's in like a Google Drive. It's kind of hidden, but you can find it.
Yeah.
If you cared. Says hi from Saudi Arabia. Hey, what's
Wow,
up?
that's far. That's awesome. Saudi Arabia. Nice.
Uh, why is there a fridge light but no freezer light? Life's questions. I don't know. That's a good question. Seriously.
Yeah.
Uh,
I thought I had a
what type
freezer
of
light.
design always sells any time of year? Do you have a quick like niche suggestion for year-round sales?
That's kind of the same question as before. I think the ones that do well. I'm trying to think what are some of my top sellers um, every time. The the ones that they don't get a lot of sales, but the birthday ones sell year round. You know the one with the year like I don't know, born in 1956
I
or
sell none of those, by the
whatever.
way.
Yeah. So those do well any time of the year because somebody's buying a birthday stuff, right? And here's a tip. Next year is 2022. So the 72s and the 82s and the 92s are probably going to sell a lot more because they're turning the big numbers 50 and 60 and 70, like that kind of thing. So you can scale those, by the way. So
You're a
yeah.
true professional, man. What a great tip.
Yeah.
Shout out Productor Chrome extension. I would give it more love. I'm just like not as well versed in Productor, and I
I'm
struggle to
not
use it
either.
because it crashes a lot with my tier.
Yeah, it does. It does for me too. I don't know if it crashes, but it takes a long time to load all those products because we're such in the high tier and we have so many products that I wait for it to go, and I stopped using it months ago. So sorry, but I'm sure it's great. I haven't tried it recently. So.
Ryan Smith asked for a video on distressed designs in Canva. So whenever I use Canva, I always just like use distressed text. I didn't even know you could distress designs in Canva because I haven't been in there much lately.
I've been doing some new Canva. I've only done 3 videos for Canva lately, so there's still so much I got to learn. But you're right. I typed in like rough, I think, in the text for fonts, and there's a bunch of distress fonts there. I don't know about the just overall distress stuff.
When
I'll
I
have to
was,
look. Yeah.
dude, when I was in Canva, like for sure you couldn't distress. I swear, because I remember going down that rabbit hole like multiple times and like never found anything.
If there is, I'm gonna find it and make a video. So
there you go. Someone's watching from their Roku. That's cool.
Wow.
I have a Roku TV above my computer.
That's awesome.
Okay, Pape Tall says, I'm looking for a supply print on demand on types of design bedding.
Ooh.
Okay, so you want like a bedding set, I guess.
I don't know who makes those. Does Printful do that? I don't think they do bedding.
I feel like Printful does a little bit of everything, but
they have probably the most. But I would check Printful, Printify shortly. I don't know who are the big players there.
We can see real quick.
Yeah, I'm checking too.
I know that Gearbubble does
Home and Living.
Yeah, Gearbubble does. So they do the pillowcases. Yeah, Gearbubble does pillowcases.
Yeah, pillowcases, throw blankets, but I don't see a duvet cover for Printful, right?
They have like bean bags. I think that's like put a beanbag cover over. I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder what kind of new stuff MBA is going to have. Merch by Amazon. Are they going to go into? I hope they do some higher profit, stuff like T-shirts. You make $4 or $5 possibly, but I would love to make $10, $20 on a sale for something.
Yeah, me too, man. Oh, dude, I was gonna say like one thing that I never got into that I really should is jewelry. Like I have the lifetime Gearbubble subscription, and so like I would always see I'd be in the Facebook group with the Gearbubble sellers back in 2017 when I didn't know what I was doing, and they would just be crushing, and then they would be like, "But I'm selling jewelry," and I just never even tried because I was doing like the T-shirt designs, and then I couldn't put them on a coffee mug, and that just worked for me.
It doesn't work.
But the jewelry markups are massive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
so I wonder if that's going to happen. Be exciting to see what kind of changes 2022.
All right, Emma asked you, why don't you do income reports?
Ryan does. I don't know. I could.
It takes a long time for what it's worth, though. Like, I'm like wondering, like, if I'm going to keep doing them in 2022, or like find an easier way. Because like for me to actually give you guys good numbers, it just takes a while. Like I have to go to so many different sources to try to like, and I've got like the spreadsheet, I've got the database that I wrote for my website, and then like it plugs into all the like web templates that I built to like, I don't know.
Yeah, I share it every once in a while, but I just don't want to. I don't know. I was trying to be more on my channel. I was trying to be more focused on design and selling and trying to do that instead of sharing my numbers. But I mean, I guess it can be motivational, right? People love to see it and like, oh, you can do that. So maybe I'll do some.
Leave it at maybe. Yeah, I know you don't have all day. Like I do have all day. That's the difference. Like I sit here all day. So
yeah, yours is really thorough, man. You go through every like place that you make money from, and like if I had to do that with every print on demand shop, that would take a lot of time.
Yeah, it'd be. Doing great on Redbubble, was accepted in the merch. Now I'm stalled selling on Redbubble, nothing for merch. I think going back to what we mentioned earlier, just try to like chase trends, price at min price.
I do, yeah.
relevant words in the title, phrases, I would say.
Yeah.
And
I,
don't be
I know a
afraid to
lot of,
re-upload.
I know a lot of people are like, don't sell yourself short and, people are like, don't sell yourself short and, sell your stuff at $13.99 because, it kind of gives a, like, it's a cheap thing. But, you know, I mean, for the first sale, that's what I do. I like to try and get that sale because a lot of people do by lowest price. At least that's what I hear. I don't, but I mean,
I mean, I do.
if there's two stuff on page one and they kind of look similar and one's lower price and the other's, $5 more, I probably would get the lower price one if it's pretty similar. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
just
mean,
saying.
I was selling like the She's My Sweet Potato, Yes I Am. And
Yeah,
like I did those, I think, on like a live stream, like a private live stream, I think,
yeah.
for my like merch course. And like I did it like just showing, like, not even knowing if it would work, but no ads and just the text in the
Wow.
colors, right? Like, so I only put on one shirt color. The text color I selected was like good contrast,
Yeah.
min price, and they sell. Like, I probably
See.
sold like 10 of them in the past, like, whatever,
Wow.
since the run up to Thanksgiving. And like, but that's the thing, like, I'm in tier 200,000, so it means nothing to me because I make no profit,
Do you leave
you
it?
know?
How long do you
Huh?
leave it at that price? How long do you leave it at that price?
The thing is, like, we know that's such a competitive space that, like, I don't know if it's worth upping the price. Like,
I see
you
what
know
you
what I
mean.
mean?
Yeah,
I just don't know if it'll,
depends on the space, right?
yeah.
I
But it's
like
just
to
kind of
mark
like
mine
proof
up.
of concept. Like, it actually worked, you
Yeah,
know?
it is. I like, so my plan, I know everybody does it different. So I like to, even today I do some of these. I put it at a low price. If it gets a sale, then I bump it up. And if it's a really hot seller, then I know people, like this one right here, I bump it up to $18, $19, $19.99, something like that. So I know people want it because it's something different that's not out there. It's original artwork, so it works.
Yeah.
Depends on your niche or topic, right? So
Yep. They asked, like, search engine optimization. How much time do you spend on bullets and description, or do you rely on the title?
like you said, I think I do put my best keywords in my title and phrases, and I try to find, but I don't like take too long to do it because I know it doesn't. I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't matter as much as the title. So I find like 10 or so keywords that I know people are looking for that topic, and then I make sentences out of them. I don't put the comma, 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 mom, dad,
Yeah.
grand, all that kind of stuff. But I do sentences that make sense for them. Yeah.
One thing that I typically do in the bullets is, like, I want one of the bullets to just say, like, at a minimum, like, this is a gift, a good gift for, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
for the
Because
person,
then I'm trying to
whatever.
get
Yeah.
that phrase match on if somebody searches like gift for mom. You know, I want that
Ah,
phrase match to be included in my listing and be indexed
interesting.
on the.
Yeah, I like to put who's it for. I like to put where I know this one's kind of weird. Where would you use it? Because sometimes you would use it, at the beach or whatever. If it's a surfing shirt or something like that, you'd wear it at the beach or holiday or vacation. And then I like to put in my description the title again. So if there's words on the shirt, I like to say this design says blah blah blah, and then what's on it. So like this one doesn't have any words, the dog, but I would describe it, right? This is a cute kawaii drawing of a dog eating ramen, whatever, like kind of describe it so people can find it because that's what's on the shirt. So
Yep. All right. It's 8:49. How long do you
wow.
have to go? Because I don't want to keep you too long, but we can kind of go quickly through and address more of these
Yeah, let's
questions.
go as long as we need to. I'm good.
Okay, we'll just bounce back and forth. All right.
Yeah.
So what's this one? How do you upload individual listings from Etsy to Pinterest without having a whole Pinterest business account? So I'll take this one.
Oh, great.
Um, well, actually, there might be an easier way, but I know you can automate, like, where you can use Zapier, ZAPIER.com, and you can like kick off a bunch of events from like every time a Etsy listing renews. You can do a bunch of really cool stuff. Like you can do to Etsy, to Facebook, to Twitter, etc. I used to do that. I don't
Wow.
know that you need Pinterest business account though, because I don't have a Pinterest business.
Cool.
You want to take this one? If you get terminated from Etsy, oh, we got that. We had that already.
Okay, good, because I
All
don't
right,
know
let's
that
scroll
much
up.
about Etsy right now.
Um, okay, you take this. When you're making location-based shirts like
Uh-huh.
Madison, Wisconsin, would you be concerned about the state name being trademarked?
No, I wouldn't be concerned about the state, but be concerned about doing like state football, state baseball, that kind of stuff. Like if you put, I don't know, California Angels, like that's gonna, Texas,
Yeah.
uh, whatever. Yeah, I would don't put those in, because I think I'm really sure that Amazon is checking on those kind of stuff. So if you do Philadelphia Phillies, like, but just the word Philadelphia, just the word Texas by itself, I think it's fine. I've sold those before, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they used to allow like Texas football, but now it's like I would not even do that, you know, because
Yeah.
like they changed their algorithm, you know what I mean? And like also I
Yeah.
wouldn't include the word state because they started going like really after colleges.
Because of college, yeah.
Yeah, so never include the word state. Like
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like, I don't know if you've seen this happen to you, but there's a lot of stuff that I've sold before, like it got through, right? And I'm like, oh, this is fine. And then when I start uploading them to different products and different marketplaces, it's like rejected, rejected, rejected. I'm like, come on. I like, I don't know. I
dude,
guess they
in the
changed it.
past
Yeah.
7 days that happened to me where like I was doing a batch and like it worked on like 2 days in a row and then the third day, the same word that worked the last 2 days
Yeah.
didn't work on the third day. I
Yeah.
swear that just happened.
It's so hard
So
to keep up, but hopefully, we're not. Hopefully they know that we're not trying to rip off this, because it sold before and it did well before and it's on there. But
well, I do like names, you know, I use like the
yeah,
automation. So it's like I have like lists of names and like
yeah.
sometimes the word like Chanel gets through and then other times it doesn't. And then like the last time
Oh,
it doesn't, I'm just like, okay, never upload it again because
yeah,
it got through 5 times before when I'm like actually saying like a shirt for somebody named Chanel because
yeah,
it's a popular name. And then it's like, oh, never again, you know? It
yeah.
just
And what's tough is sometimes, like, you don't know why it got rejected, right? Like Amazon just says copyright infringement. I'm like, which one of the words in my
right.
bullets and title was the one? Because sometimes it's not clear, so it's tough. That's a tangent, but yeah, state ones are okay.
Yeah, be careful.
Just be careful.
Uh, they want to know why does Amazon Seller Central not let you change a thumbnail? So
Oh,
white is required, and I think they do some like image recognition AI to like make sure it's white. I've seen people where they get away, like if you search for like neon balloons, I've had people sell those. Like that might let you get away with not doing white, but they still want you doing white, so they may just reject it now. Depends on how well their algorithm got, how much better it got. Juna, how is looking at BSR and making a slightly different graphic and a different font not also stealing?
yeah. So, yeah, that's a great question. So I wouldn't do it slightly different graphic in a slightly different font. I would make sure that it's totally different. Like, I don't think it's so. There's a lot of, like, there's this side of it and the right side of it. Like, a lot of people are like, you got to be original and you got to make it totally different. Like, there's some phrases that I think are fine, but you should make yours very different than what's already out there. And there's not only because if you don't, it looks like you're stealing, but like you should make yours different enough that people want to get yours anyway. Because if somebody is already out there and they have that design already selling, like, you're not going to compete with them. They already have a BSR and they already are selling. You got to make yours different enough that people want to buy yours instead, right? So I would
Yeah.
say that's slightly different, and that slightly thing, don't make it slightly, make it way different than, so that's my
So
2 cents anyway.
real quick too, like I teach like a web development course in a college, and once a semester I bring my dad because we talk about like trademark and copyright law. And then
Yeah.
he uses this example whenever we talk about it because it's like, number one, he's a lawyer, right? So like this is why we have courts and this is why certain things go to litigation because
Hmm.
like there is no black and white like concrete answer to that question of like, well, isn't it stealing? Like if you can't agree, like a judge will decide for you. But like this is like the Andy Warhol painting thing that he did with the Marilyn Monroe photo that he didn't take, right? But they
Interesting.
said that this was like transformative enough that
Yeah.
he was assigned copyright protections to it. So he
Wow.
started
Andy
with something he
Warhol.
didn't even take, and then he got to at least that's my understanding.
Yeah. If somebody can say that you're stealing their design and report you, then you haven't changed it enough to, right? Like, so
Yeah, and then also like, why can't you come up with your own ideas? I mean, it's worth noting that like you can sell the best. Like the other day, I
you
had the
can.
best idea ever, but nobody knew about it, so I made 0
Yeah.
sales. Like that, you
Yeah.
see, I'm being
No,
sarcastic, but
you can come up with your own ideas. There's a lot of original stuff. Like, look, am I the first person to make a dog eating ramen? Probably not, but mine is a different enough like drawing. I drew it myself, right? I did it myself. Can I make him eating other things? Yeah, I can make him. I have him eating a pizza and a sushi and things like that. So look, there are a lot of things that you can do original artwork for. So I'm not saying that you should only do stuff that people already done with BSRs. The reason why I say look at the BSRs is to look at the topics that people are wanting to get, right? So if a Christmas design with lots of Christmas lights are doing well, then you can make your own version of something that has Christmas light. I don't think that's that's not the first person that made something with Christmas lights around it, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's
Christmas
a
lights
slippery
is
slope to go down. It's not
yeah.
really worth it. Like,
So
yeah.
I think a lot of people get like, I don't know.
We vote with dollars, right? Like it's
Yeah.
it's meant to be like capitalist here, like where like customers have choices, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a
But
kind
I'm
of
saying I'm definitely not saying steal pixel for pixel. Don't make your designs look somewhat like somebody else's design, right? You should be thinking on your own and changing it. Like it shouldn't be a factory of like, oh, steal this, steal this, steal this. So
yeah, like Christmas. If someone
yeah.
puts Santa Claus's face on a shirt, that doesn't mean that no one else can ever do that ever again, right? Like, yeah.
Exactly. Like for example, next year is 2022, Year of the Tiger, right? Can I not do that now because somebody else made 2022 Year of the Tiger? Come on. So there's things like that.
By the way, we have no dog in that fight. We don't actually like. We're just two YouTubers, right? So
Yeah.
like, we're with you. We don't want to be copied either, but like, it's just
Yeah.
kind of one of these things, right?
Yeah, people copy me all the time, and I like if somebody else made one like this, and they have made one. If it's not a pixel for pixel copy, you know what I say? I'm like, good, you made your own version of it. But if it is a pixel copy, I am reporting them. So, yeah.
All right. If Amazon didn't accept you, I would keep reapplying, and then I would say second best option is probably Etsy. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
How do you research that someone does not have the same exact title? So the thing is, guys, it's worth mentioning, like, well, I don't know if you can search if someone has the exact same title, but like, remember, these are like sold by Amazon listings. So like sold by Amazon, you can have the same title. You know what I mean? You can have the same bullets.
Yeah.
It's Amazon's listings. So
yeah.
I'm not saying that you should steal other titles, and I'm just saying like it's sold by Amazon, like, and there is no person that is Amazon, right? It's just kind of
Yeah.
I don't own the All Sunsets tool, but I am like an affiliate. If you want to use my link, you can go to ryanhoog.com/all sunsets. And if you want a discount, I mean, I don't have one right now, but you can email me and I can ask them for you.
Nice.
Adam bought his way out of tier 10. Shout out to Adam, by the way. Cool guy.
Wow. Well, you can buy your own. Some people have done this, right? They buy 10 shirts and they're out. If you want to give them away as Christmas gifts, you're on tier 10 and you have a good design, buy them all, give them away as Christmas gifts, and you're out. So
that's the way to do it, because you're not like there's nothing wrong with that. It's not the same as like if you're on Seller Central, you're not supposed to buy your own stuff, right? But if you're on Amazon merch, it's Amazon's listing, so you can buy your own stuff all day.
Yeah.
On Seller Central, to do print on demand, do I need to provide proof of liability insurance coverage? That's only if you're above $10,000 a month. By the way, if anybody has a suggestion, like I'm still struggling. Like just today, I applied for insurance again through an Amazon partner, and it like rejected me. I don't get it. So it's been a huge thorn in my side for my FBA business, by the way, not print on demand. Sometimes you see the same exact design from 20 different sellers. Yeah, that's not. Can you use lyrics from a song? I would recommend against that. I've never even tried personally, but I would highly recommend.
Especially, I mean, I've known people that got their account removed because they saw that it had a BSR. They didn't realize it was a song. I think it was from Imagine Dragons or whatever, and they didn't realize it was the lyrics from a song. Account gone. Never.
Yeah, there was back in the day, you couldn't say the word Jeep. This is just a quick go back like a couple years. You couldn't say the word Jeep in a design, but you could say the word Jeeps.
Oh, interesting.
And like
you probably can't do that now though. Yeah.
Well, there was a guy who like I don't even know him, but like whatever. He's putting out YouTube content and stuff, and like he was like a guru, and he basically was making like 10K a month just selling Jeep shirts. Like, and then one day they flipped the algorithm to detect S at the end, and then I think his account just disappeared.
Wow. Yeah, you got to be very careful with copyright trademark stuff. So even stuff, I would like to say, even stuff you don't think is copyright trademarked, check USPTO, because you may be surprised that it is. Because I think I was trying to use the word sassy or something, and I had no idea that that was, you know, there's certain words that you
It
don't
can
think are
incorrectly flag it too. That's why I
yeah.
have a video that's not a perfect science, but it's called "Is This Niche Safe?" And the whole purpose of that video, because I don't know if like people watched it, but like I don't tell you how to figure out yes or no. I try to just give you a way of best guessing based on what's already in the catalog, because
Yeah.
that's really like it's sometimes the best you can do, you know?
Yeah, it's tough. It's
Because at
tough.
the end of the day, all that really matters is like keeping your account safe. You know what I mean?
You really do, because that's going to pay you over time, right? So don't kill the golden goose, right? So
Ellis, you've been rejected 3 times. Sorry to hear that. This is a tough time to get accepted, but also like the record that we know of is 13 times before getting in. So just keep trying.
keep trying. And people keep asking me, is there a way to make sure that I get in? Like, I don't think so. I don't think there's
Yeah,
a
I don't think there's a
foolproof
way.
way.
Not that I'm
Yeah.
aware of. Juna, how many designs would you enter a niche with?
Oh, as many as you can think of. If it's a good niche, yeah, there's no limit. I personally, I would go in with 10 to 20.
Yeah, and
But
like what I
as
like
many
to
as you
do is
can.
plant seeds, and then if you make a sale, it's like ding, that's
Ah,
validation.
I know
Double
that's
down,
working.
triple
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I do that a lot actually. I do like 10, put it out there and like, did it? It's like fishing, right? Like, oh yeah, that does work great.
Shout out to RJ. Yeah, I'll invite him for a live stream.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Any other? I know there's a lot more questions, but how much longer do you have? You want to go like 10 more minutes?
Let's do 10 more minutes. Put the
All right,
clock.
10 more. Shout out to
Nice.
everybody that's here, by the way. Thank you
Wow,
guys for
this
being
is
very
awesome.
interactive in the chat.
We've gone over an hour. It hasn't even felt that way, but hopefully we're giving a lot of value to you guys.
I looked over on the side where I'm like backed up on comments on the stream, but the Jenna person with like the fake account is like saying that I skirt the TOS and Juna improve cats. I'm assuming you're being sarcastic, but I promise you, I'm not like breaking the TOS with a tier 200,000 account that makes as much money as I make. It would not be worth it. Shout out Kieran, says we've been big influences. I hope we helped you scale that thing up.
Yeah, hopefully. Got a lot of content.
Juna, how come you don't do it? Okay, this thing keeps getting like scrolled up when it loads more comments. Sorry. Used advice from both of you working for Redbubble, not on merch as much. Still stalled at tier 10 with 26 sales. Yeah, I don't know why some accounts. My girlfriend's account was eligible to get tiered up and it skipped over 3 tier ups before she got to tier 1000.
Oh, did it just jump from 100 to 1000, 10 to 1000?
No, like she was eligible for 1000 and missed 3 rounds.
Oh,
and I have no clue why.
Yeah.
Slots were full.
It's weird.
Way more sales than needed.
I don't get it too. I don't know what they look at or what it is. Cause yeah, you see people tier up and like it's tier up day and then you don't get tiered up. Like, oh, sorry.
Emma, quick note on my little stock investing course. It's literally a how to purchase stocks, crypto, and precious metals. Not an investment advice, just literally like, here's how to do it. So
yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean,
crypto
it's
stuff, man.
So a lot of similar questions about like getting accepted.
Yeah.
Rejected 10 times for merch. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I get that a lot. Like a lot of people in the DMs in my Instagram ask me that. Sorry you get rejected, but I really don't have an inside scoop on how to get accepted.
Why do you always wear a hat? I don't always, but I mean, I'm just used to it.
I do because my hair, like I have, so the reason I wear a hat all the time is one, I can show Detour shirts, and two, I let my hair grow long and then I cut it really short. Like I don't like, so if I didn't wear a hat, you would see my hair long and short like over time. And I'm like, I should just wear a hat so you don't see my hair really long or really short.
My hair was long and then COVID, and then my hair it was short, COVID, and then got long, and I'm just like, I'll keep it long.
Yeah. So that's why I wear a hat all the time, just for those two reasons. Just because I don't want my videos to kind of like, oh, short hair or long hair.
Yeah. How much time to get a sale? I will say on Etsy, when you launch a listing, it counts as a renewal. And then they do say that like when a listing is renewed, you have a higher like organic placement. So sometimes on Etsy, like, I mean, I'm not on Etsy right now, but like there were times when I would publish and get a sale immediately. You know, I'm helping
Mhm.
Marielle with hers, and like it's happened to her. You know, and it's
It
because
depends.
like it's not like coincidence. It's like when you publish, and you can even renew early. There's software that lets you renew your listings early to get that boost in
Yeah.
organic visibility.
Yeah, that's a
But
tough question to answer because it's personal. Like someone could get a sale that day and someone would take 3 weeks to get on sale and some people don't get a sale at all. So it depends on like what niche you are, what topic, how good your design is, your keyword, like all of it, right? Like so it's hard to answer that one. Typically I would hope you get a sale in at least 3 or 4 weeks, but it's not a guarantee.
Juno, what's your thoughts on Place It?
Oh wow. I love Place It for mockups. I use it all the time to do my mockups for Instagram and stuff like that. I haven't used it a lot to make t-shirts just because I love doing my own design stuff in Affinity Designer, just like Canva. Like it to me, it's kind of like Canva and Place It are kind of similar, where you have all of these assets, and you can, if you're not a designer uh, and you want something that somebody else drew and use some fonts because you don't have fonts and all this stuff, then I think it'd be great to use either one, Canva or Place It. But honestly, I use Affinity Designer myself most of the time. So unless I'm doing
Yeah.
a video to show you how to do it, then I do Canva and Place It. But otherwise, I draw my own stuff.
I like Place It for the mockups, like the video
Yeah,
mockups too. Like, you know, if you have an Etsy listing that's crushing and you just want to make it like world class, as polished as possible, go make a video
yeah,
mockup of the, you know, and just
yeah,
add that to the listing. You don't need to do it for every
yeah.
listing that's never sold, but
You can do that. Can you do video mockups for merch by Amazon? I haven't tried it yet on Amazon ads.
you
I
can do the
mean,
ad. Yeah, yeah, it works.
for video,
The
right?
downside is it's 25 cent CPC bid minimum. So
Oh, okay.
that's pricey with merch. You'd have to price at like 25 bucks. I mean, for what
Yeah.
it's worth, I didn't try that many experiments, but I tried with shirts that were selling well and wasn't able to do it profitably. But I mean, I'm sure I
Okay.
could run a bunch more and see.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet someone's going to ask about ads. I think someone asked about ads here, actually. Let me see it on my Facebook. I think people want to know, like, are we using ad? I can't find it, but basically, are we using ads? Is it profitable? How do you do that kind of stuff on Amazon? You use Amazon ads, right? I do
Yeah,
Amazon
yeah,
advertising. Yeah. So I try
yeah.
to watch that ROAS, the RO, isn't that what it's called? ROAS.
What is
So
it? Oh,
in Amazon,
I look at more like ACOS. I don't know why they hit it by
ACOS.
default now. So if you guys
I
are in
know.
your ads console, like make sure you enable ACOS. That's the one you want to look at. That's like
Oh,
equal to your profit margin.
I thought they just took it away and then replaced it with ROAS,
Oh, I know,
ROAS,
right? They
but
hit it.
yeah.
So if you guys are
Okay.
selling shirts at like 19.99, you make that
Uh-huh.
$5.23 royalty. Your profit margin is 26.1%. So if you have ACOS displayed, and this is if you set up like, you know, one product per ad group or whatever,
Yeah. That's what
um,
I do.
you'd want to keep your ACOS at 26.1 or lower to like not lose money. But
Yeah.
at the same time too, it's like if you make an advertised sale, then the algorithm boosts your shirt up the organic rank, and you make a sale that isn't attributed to an ad, you still made
Yeah.
money. So it's hard to know for sure, you know?
Yeah. It's tough. And sometimes like you have to give it some time too, right? Like some days they do really well and then some days they don't. So you like just because they don't do well today doesn't mean you should turn it off kind of thing. So
Yeah. All right. Anything last before we leave? I do appreciate
um
everybody that's still here, by the way. We still got a killer
yeah.
like live audience, man. Thank you so much for
Wow.
being so active in the comments.
Let us know if you want to see this again every month or something. That'd be
Yeah, I
cool.
mean, I'd be down to do something like this more regularly. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
Maybe
I
around a
hope we
topic.
didn't like skip a bunch of questions. I mean, I'm happy to like answer them via email if you guys want to like hit me up. I still answer all my emails personally, so
I
I don't
have
know how
a
much longer we're doing that, but
I have a personal question I wrote down for you. Were your biggest surprises in 2021? What do you think?
what were they, or what are they going to
Yeah.
be in the future?
Oh, yeah. What were they? So this whole year, did you notice anything? I know, um, the NBA tier changes, the Merch by Amazon tier
Oh, dude,
changes.
yeah, that
That
was
was
huge.
huge. Auto translate on NBA. Like now that they'll translate it for you. I put it on everything now and just hit the auto translate.
Dude, that's
Tag.
sick too.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Love to see you guys. Tag spamming on Redbubble. Man, that's huge. That's still a big problem. I hope they solve that.
Yeah, that one's still, and the fact that they won't address it, and like people, I feel like everybody that has like any ability to like to like reach out, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
has tried, and like they just kind of like act oblivious.
They're like, we're still making sales. Yeah. Yeah. One surprise I
Biggest
had was, oh, go ahead.
No, I mean,
You,
dude, I don't even like really know what the answer is, man. I guess like I don't want to say something that sounds like fake, but like I swear to God, man, just seeing like how successful people have been with print on demand this year that really like actually
yeah.
tried. And like if that's one of you guys in the chat too, literally, if you want to be on my channel, email me. I love sharing your success stories. I
Yeah.
love doing these like 8 to 10 minute videos where I just ask you questions and you share like your actual experience with people that can relate. Cause I'm like, what, 4 or 5 years deep now? I don't even know, like closer to
Yeah.
5, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like, they don't
2017.
want to hear 5 years in what it's like. They want to hear what it's like when you're 2 years in or 1 year in and how you found your first successes. So, I mean, yeah, like hit
Hmm.
me up. I'd love to have you guys on.
Yeah. Yeah. Biggest year ever, by the way. I'm sure it is for you too, for
Yeah.
print on demand, right?
Yeah,
So
it
it
was.
just each year just keeps getting better and better because we keep adding more and more stuff. And yeah, it makes sense.
Cool.
I was
Juna, man.
surprised about, oh, one more thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was surprised about the political t-shirts, how many sales, or a lot of those were really best sellers. I thought after Trump was gone, like we don't have Trump, t-shirts, but a lot of the Biden stuff started selling too. So
Dude,
amazing.
Marielle was selling Biden stuff. Like, dude, with my account, I'm playing it so safe that I'm like, cause you know,
Yeah.
sometimes they're like, oh, it's allowed. Then 2 weeks later, it's like not allowed
Yeah.
anymore. So I'm like, I'm
Scary.
not doing it, you know?
Yeah. I stay away from it, but I was just surprised how many are there. Yeah. Scary though. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was my thoughts.
Cool. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for being here. If we missed your question, I apologize.
Sorry.
Hopefully we'll do this again sometime soon. It seems like it was pretty
Let us
well
know.
received. Juna, thank you for being here, man.
Yeah, anytime. This is fun. I love doing this. I feel like it's a real good way to help a lot of people at once. So it's awesome.
Cool. Everybody show Juna some love at Detour Shirts, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't already, go subscribe to his channel. And
Thanks.
yeah, let's head out, man. Have a good night, Juna. And everybody
All
that's
right. You
watching,
too.
thank you.
All right. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.